Twitter's head of trust and safety telling Reuters that she has resigned from the social media company. Ella Irwin, who was in charge of content moderation, stepped down the same day that Twitter blocked and then unblocked access to an anti-trans documentary.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the mountain of criticism over at Twitter surrounding Matt Walsh and the Daily Wire's movie, What is a Woman? Now, this movie is about the trans agenda in the USA, in the West, and really the entire world and how it impacts us. But of course, the left see it as anti-trans, anti-LGBT, homophobic, transphobic, hateful, racist, all the above. They see it that way. And Twitter and Elon Musk are bearing the brunt of that negative kickback. Now, Twitter was supposed to highlight the movie. They were going to give it advertising. They were going to give it a Twitter space where people can go in there and talk about it. It was going to be a whole big rollout for the movie. But when the lady at the very beginning who quit now and someone else, when they reviewed the movie, they saw what out of the left see, and they heavily censored it. There was all kind of warnings and labels, and it was also deboosted. If you did not follow the Daily Wire, you couldn't see it. There was no advertising, no spaces. It was a whole big crazy mess. Now, here is an example of what I'm talking about, right? Shout out to my main man, Bryson Gray, for this screenshot. You would see this originally when they first posted the movie on Twitter. And if you want to see the movie, by the way, I will link to that in the description box. It is on Twitter right now for free for the entire weekend. And I'll get to why it's free for the whole weekend a little bit later. But you see right there, that little blurb in the light gray area. It says visibility limited. This tweet may violate Twitter's rules against hateful conduct. So that was a warning before you would watch it. There's a screenshot of it, and you would normally play that right there. Warning right there, warning right there, warning everywhere. It was a whole big mess. And of course, since Daily Wire was promised a lot of these things by Twitter that did not happen, and then not only did it not happen, they were actually punished for the movie's content. Then it's like, okay, Elon, what's going on? Are we a free speech platform or not? Are you going to cave to those who hate the movie on the outside, or are you going to stand by your word and be a free speech platform? What's really going on? So ultimately, Elon pinned the movie to his own profile and he endorsed it. He says, every parent should watch this. If you go to his page right now, at least when I'm recording this is Saturday, right around 2:00 in the afternoon. That right there is on his profile. So of course, that really got the left upset. Okay, now they want to paint Elon as some kind of racist, hateful, hate monger or whatever. Okay, he had DeSantis on the Twitter space where he announced his campaign, and now we have this. Now, they're not going to talk about how he wants to have RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., on a Twitter space on Monday. They won't mention that. They'll just say he's a right-wing, hateful, Nazi, or whatever, all right? But there's more. So let's go back a little bit before Elon finally pinned it to his own page. Jeremy Boring put out this long Twitter thread, and Elon eventually saw it. I won't read the entire thread. I'm going to read this first part. It says, Twitter canceled a deal with @DailyWire to premiere What is a Woman for free on the platform because of 2 instances of quote-unquote misgendering. I'm not kidding. And he goes into it. Elon responds. And his response right here was totally fine. But again, this is before all the warnings and whatnot were removed. Okay, it was before this. But he says this was a mistake by many people at Twitter. And I think maybe 2 of them at least are gone now. It is definitely allowed. Whether or not you agree with someone's preferred pronouns, not doing so is at most rude and certainly breaks no laws. I should note that I do personally use someone's preferred pronouns just as I use someone's preferred name, simply from the standpoint of good manners. However, for the same reason, I object to rude behavior, ostracism, or threats of violence if the wrong pronoun or name is used. That's a very measured and even and fair approach, which is exactly what I wanted from Elon Musk from the beginning, back last year when he took over the platform. That's all I wanted, was fairness and not just things that are lopsided one way or the other, right? Now, somebody responded, and the person says, I appreciate your response, but why is this restriction still on the video, right? And then she's pointing to the visibility limited thing. And then he says being fixed. Okay. So he's actively looking at what's going on, actively fixing it to the point where it finally did get fixed. And now we have articles like this, right? Musk's response to an anti-trans video sparks 24 hours of chaos at Twitter. A conservative pressure movement built against Twitter CEO, resulting in high-level departures from the company. Okay, so now they're trying to say, oh, you just cave in to the conservatives. You do whatever they tell you to do, all this, that, and the third. But they don't say the same thing when you're talking about the LGBTQ elemental P stuff that the left does, which a lot of times is a pressure movement from their side. And again, I think Elon did the right thing here. It's not even about, right wing just trying to pressure you into being hateful. Nah, what he did was right, and he had an even and measured response. And again, they won't mention how he's going to bring on RFK Jr. Is RFK a right wing nut job? No, he's not. He's not even a conservative. He's a liberal. He's going to run as a Democrat against Joe Biden. But they won't mention that at all. Let's keep on going here. Let's get through it a little bit. So over the course of a day, the turmoil that has marked Musk's 7-month ownership of the social media platform came roaring back. I kind of want to get to where they say who was fired. So on Thursday, Twitter was roiled by an organized pressure campaign by a conservative pundit seeking to promote a 95-minute anti-transgender video called What is a Woman? See, the way that they write these articles is very crafty. A 95-minute video, how about a movie, documentary, or film? They would not call The Little Mermaid a video. They would call it a movie. But I digress. Anyway, Musk, who has staked out views hostile to transgender advocates. What views are these? This is NBC News. It's ridiculous how they write this stuff. Initially responding in ways that seemed to satisfy no one before he eventually relented and agreed to promote the video himself. The incident resulted in 2 high-level departures within 24 hours. Now, is it an opinion piece? What am I looking at right here? It doesn't say opinion. It just says by X, Y, and Z. Hold on. Yeah, I don't see nothing about opinion. This is crazy. It's written as just a regular. This is written like some tweets. It's like a bunch of tweets compiled into an article. Let's keep on going here. Let's see. So the chief of Twitter's Trust and Safety Division, Ella Irwin, left the company that same day after a tenure leading its efforts around content moderation. A second executive, AJ Brown, whose job was to reassure advertisers that Twitter was a safe place for their brands, also decided to quit. The Wall Street Journal reported. A third person, the program manager who worked on brand safety, said her Twitter profile that she was now ex-Twitter. So you got 3 people that quit. Okay. Musk said in a tweet Friday that the departures were related to his decision to allow the conservative outlet Daily Wire to post What is a Woman, a decision that thrust Twitter back into a raging cultural debate. Wow. So 3 people had to get fired or quit or whatever over the whole thing. And I'm sure that they were the ones who put all the warnings and restrictions and the deboosts and the whatnot on the movie. I'm sure that is what happened. Yeah, but it shouldn't have been that way. Again, I'll link to this full thing in the description. But they want to say LGBTQ advocates quickly denounced Musk's decision, saying that it opened the door to more bullying of trans people online, whatever. I don't buy into this whole thing about trans folks being bullied because I see a lot of the bullying coming from their side. I see regular everyday normies who don't get involved in the extreme LGBT. Even gay people themselves get bullied by the extremists in their own community. So, yeah, I'm not really buying into that. If you're going to be a free speech platform, let's be that way. If you don't like it, tough on you, okay? I don't like a lot of the LGBTQ elemental P stuff that's on Twitter, okay? All their propaganda, but I'm not calling for them to get removed from the platform. So why is it okay the other way around to do it? You see how that works? A lot of anti-religious, anti-Christian, anti-Islam, anti-everything that's allowed on the platform. It's cool when they do it, problem when not do it, that kind of thing, right? It's so weird. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to Elon Musk for making it right, for allowing the film to be on Twitter. And I think that he would have the same opinion about some leftist things. Matter of fact, I would invite it. All right, the left should put out a documentary saying why it's good to be trans, why it's good to be gay, why it's good to have those things going on, why it's good to have little 5-year-old kids getting their gender reassigned, allegedly, quote unquote. Hey, put that out there and see how that gets a good reaction. Rather than trying to bully us and brainwash us into believing certain things, you put out a documentary with facts, with figures, with real things, convincing me of the opposite. And see how well it goes to the general public. See how well it goes when you put out truth about your side on the left to the world. I'm all for it. Let's have truth on both sides, and whatever makes the most sense to the general public, that should be what wins. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about all this drama surrounding the What Is Woman documentary on Twitter from Daily Wire and Matt Walsh? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. How do you feel about Elon Musk's handling of it? First, it was heavily censored. You couldn't really see it. If you weren't following them, they couldn't boost it. They couldn't do too much with it. How do you feel about his response? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I think Elon did a very good thing here. He should also do the same thing for the other side, okay? I'm not going to like the other side. I'm not going to be in favor of their lifestyle. But if we're going to be fair, if we're going to be neutral, let's let all information get out there. Let's let all facts, figures, opinions get out there. And again, whatever makes the most sense to the average, everyday normie, that's going to be what wins, in my humble opinion. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.